All right, guys, let's get started with our class today. We will be doing it a little differently today, probably mainly because my wife told me I needed to. Anyway, that's what happens when you have a wife. You live happily ever after. The end. Anyway, so today we are going to be looking at distance and midpoint formulas. All right, but before we do that, we are going to do a quick review. All right, so last time we were looking at inequalities. Now, funny thing, this is actually my second time recording this class because the first time I forgot to turn the microphone on and it didn't record my voice. And so, yeah, that was good. So, yes, I'm hoping that this time it is actually recording. If not, I'm going to have a third recording session for this class. I hope you all are appreciative of the sacrifice I do for you. Okay, anyway, or I make for you. All right, so here we go. Quick review. So we said that in inequalities, our goal, inequalities show relations between the two sides of the inequality. All right, and so we said that whenever we move any part of the inequality from one side or the other, we must change the sign because our goal is to have that y there by itself because we are looking to transform that inequality to a y equals mx plus b form, right? Slope-intercept form. Good. Okay, so quickly. So we're going to move the x over to the other side. That's going to change its sign to negative. So we're going to be left with 3y is less than negative 3 plus, or negative x plus 9. Then we're going to divide by 3 so that we can isolate the variable. And we're going to divide the entire expression on this side by 3. And so that is going to leave us, remember there is an understood 1 there. And so that's going to leave us with a negative 1 over 3x plus 3, right? 3 divided by, or 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so we have now turned the equation to a slope-intercept form. And now we can graph this bad boy right here, okay? That is going to be our, what is this? This was going to be our y-intercept. That is our slope. And with those two, we can go ahead and graph this line. Now notice that our signs stay the same, right? They only change when we divide by a negative, all right? So if that would have been a negative 3, we would have changed the direction of our inequality. So we have graphed or solved the inequality, and now we're going to graph it. So 3 is right there, right? The y-intercept, where the line crosses or intercepts the y-axis, y-x. And so 1, 2, 3. And so my slope tells me I'm going to go down 1 and over 3. 1, 2, 3. And there it is, people. There it is right there. All right, girls, pay attention, please. And so here we go. Now we're going to shade in, and we said that the inequality, the direction that the inequality is pointing, that is the side of the line that we are going to shade in. Okay, so in this case, it is pointing left. So we're going to shade everything on the left side of that line, and there we go. We have solved our problem. Let's do one more quick. We have 4x minus 3y is less than 12. Okay, so in this case, we're going to move that 4x over. We're going to have this right here. Okay, 4x plus 12. 4x plus 12. Okay, now we are going to be left with negative 3y on that side, and so we're going to isolate this variable because he's a loner. He's antisocial. He is actually practicing social distancing. So we're gonna have negative 3, divide those, and we're gonna divide the entire expression by a negative 3. And since these are negatives, we are going to get positives, right? So negative divided by a negative is a positive. Now we're not going to actually divide 4 divided by 3. No, we're just going to leave them as the fraction that they are. It's 4 over 3x minus 4. 12 divided by 3. Negative 3 is a negative 4. Okay, and so in this case, we do change the direction of our sign. And now we can go ahead and graph that line. This is very easy. And so let me move this out. There we go. So our y-intercept is negative 4, which is down here. I'm going to go up 4 and over 3 to find my next point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I only need 2 points to make a line on a graph. And voila, I'm finished. Oh, wait, not yet. We have to shade. Throw some shade. Some of you are spilling the tea. You need to stop that. Anyway, let's continue. We're going to take the direction of the original inequality, which is that one there. And it tells me to shade everything to the right. Okay, and we have thrown some shade, people. Okay, good. So that's what we did in our first video. All right, let's go on to bigger and better things. Let's talk today about distance and midpoint formula. Remember, once again, this is just review of what we have seen or what we were looking at the week before this, or the weeks before this whole pandemonium started. Okay, so how to find the distance between two ordered pairs on a two-dimensional plane. Make sure, people, that you are copying down the notas. Okay, copy them down. Good. All right, so we're going to use two ordered pairs, or yes, 6, 5, and 10, 7. And the distance formula is right here. You said, who came up with a crazy formula like that? Well, it was this guy who wanted to torture teenagers before they they graduated high school. Okay, so he came up with this just to make your life more wonderful. Okay, great. If I find out who it is, I will put his picture up there. Okay, there it is. Oh, look, it's him. Well, I was going to put ears on him, but he disappeared. All right, let's continue. All right, so we're going to follow the following steps to find the distance between 2 points. All right, so the first thing you have to do is assign order to your 2 points. By that I mean you need to decide which one's going to be first and which one is going to be second. Okay, which I have done right here. So 6, 5 will be my first point, and 10, 7 will be my number 2. All right, great. Now that I have done that, I am going to place the numbers into the formula and solve everything within the parentheses first. So the formula tells me I need to take x1 and subtract x2 from it. And then I'm going to take y1 and subtract y2 from it. So once I put my numbers in where they belong, I have x1 minus x2 squared. And then I have 5 minus 7 squared. And so, yes, those are going to give me, when I add them or subtract them, they will give me negative numbers, but fret not, fret not. This is not hard, okay? So I am left with negative 4 squared plus negative 2 squared, all right? So 6 minus 10, that's going to leave me with that negative 4, and 5 minus 7 will leave me with that negative 2. Okay, so remember, we are looking for the square root, so that's why I bring these down all the time, so like that I don't forget what I am looking for. All right, so step number 3 tells me square the answers and add them. So I'm going to square the answers. There's 16 plus 4. And when I add them, I get 20. And then I find the square root. Step number 4, find the square root of the sum in step number 3. Okay, so the distance between 0.65 and 0.107 is the square root of 20, which is 4.47. And so I have my answer right there. Okay, now how many of you remember how to do this? Raise your hand. Go ahead, raise your hand. I see you. Raise your hand. Good job. All right. Some of you remember. Okay, great. Okay, let's continue. Another example. Example number 2. Example number 2. All right, let's find the distance for points 6, 4, and 4, 3. Now, these two are very close to each other. So, but let's find the distance. All right, here we go. First, we need to assign order. Okay, so I'm going to assign the order. Hey, look, it's a happy face. Yay. Ooh, well, that's a weird looking guy. Anyway, so I have 6.4 and 4.3. All right, I'm going to put those into my formula right here and right there. So x1 minus x2 will be 6 minus 4. That's going to be in a parentheses square. And then y1 minus y2 is 4 minus 3. Okay, this is actually way too easy. I should have put some negative numbers in here for you guys. I know some of you love negative numbers. Right, Merritt? Yeah, you know you like negative numbers. All right, let's continue. So 2 squared is 4 and 1 squared is 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. The square root of 5 is 2.23. So that is the distance between those 2 points right there. Okay, so this is not hard, people. Just a quick review. You should know how to do this, or at least remember how to do this. The only thing you're doing is placing the numbers inside of that formula. By the way, some of you are always saying, Pastor, why do we need math? We're never going to use this in life. Well, listen, math helps you to solve, gives you the practice you need to solve problems in life. Okay, the better you are at solving mathematical problems, the better you will be at actually reasoning through difficult circumstances in your life. Now, the good thing about math is that you always have these bad boys right here. You always have formulas. And as long as you follow the formula, you will get ta-da, the right answer. And for life, there is a formula. It's called the Bible. And as long as you follow the Bible, you will be A-OK. Yay. All right. So there you go. 2 reasons why you should love math. And the other thing, if you don't pass math, you don't graduate. Huh? So there you go. 3 reasons. All right. Okay, let's continue. Now, let's see. All right. So that is the distance formula. Let's go on. Let's look now at hey, look, what's that? That's your homework. Don't look at that yet. We'll come back to that. How to find the midpoint between 2 ordered pairs on a 2-dimensional plane. All right, beautimous. All right, so let's look at this. The midpoint between 2 ordered pairs on a 2-dimensional plane. All right, so this is the formula right here for the midpoint. Okay, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now this one is a lot easier to work with, especially if you have negative numbers, because you're adding, okay? And the other one you're subtracting. So first step number 1, assign order to your points. So decide which one is first, which one is second. It really doesn't matter how you do this because you're adding, okay? So even if you had negative numbers here, the addition part will make this simple. But anyway, we're going to keep them the way I have them here. So 8.3 is going to be 0.1 and 6.3 will be 0.2. I'm going to put them into my handy dandy notebook or formula. And then step number 2, it says place numbers into the formula, add the numerators, then divide by 2. Okay, so x1 plus x2 is 8 plus 6. Y1 plus y2 is 3 plus 3. That's going to be easy. So I'm going to add the numerators. That will be 8 plus 6 is 14. And then I'm going to put that over 2. 3 plus 3 is going to be 6. Put that over 2. And my midpoint, the midpoint between 8.3 and 6.3 is, voila, 7.3. All right, good. Easy enough, right? And step number 4, it says write answer or answers as an order pair. Okay, good. All right, so that's easy enough. The midpoint formula. Let's do one more. Yes, I know you love it. All right, don't be rolling your eyes back there, girls. Don't roll your eyes. I know you want to do more of these exercises, so stop it. All right, here we go. So let's see. Find the midpoint of the points 10, 5 and 2, 6. All right. Now let's see. We have given our points. What's gonna be first? Who's gonna be first, and who is going to be second? Now I'm going to put them into my formula. X1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. All right, so this is easy stuff, people. Let's see, 10 plus 2. So x1 plus x2 is 10 plus 2. And y1 plus y2, y1 plus y2. So that's 5 plus 6. Put those over 2. I'm going to add the numerators, put them over 2. Add the numerators, put them over 2. And then I will just go ahead and simplify. Okay, never leave them like this. Do not leave them like that. It's just confusing. Remember, we want ordered pairs. There may be a time where you may leave it like that, but if you can simplify, always simplify. All right, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So our midpoint is right there. 6 and 5.5. Now, the wonderful thing about these two formulas is that you can combine the two. What a blessing. Oh my gracious, the Lord is so good to you people. All right, so here we go. Example number 3, we're going to find the distance and midpoint of these ordered pairs right here. 12, 8, and 4, 2. Okay? So we're going to take those numbers and we're going to use the two formulas and we're going to find the distance and the midpoint in each one. All right. So you guys had a test on this, so I think you should remember how to do all this. All right, great. So let's do the distance first. X1 minus x2 would be 12 minus 4 squared. And we're going to add that to 8 minus 2 squared. Beautiful. So 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. Squared, squared. Good. So 8 squared is 64. 6 squared is 36. And so I'm going to add them, right? Because that's what the formula tells me to do. I'm adding them. And so 64 plus 36 gives me 100. But again, I am looking for the square root of whatever my final answer is. And for now, it is the square root of 100, which is 10. So the distance between these two numbers, or these two pairs up here, or this pair up here, is 10. Good. Now, let's find the midpoint. The midpoint. So the midpoint is going to be, I have x1 plus x2, x1, which is 12, all right, plus x2, which is 4. And then I'm going to have y1, which is 8, plus y2, which is 2. All right, so 12 plus 4 down here over 2. 8 plus 2 here over 2. And so I'm going to have my answers, which will be, I'm going to add the numerators, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So that's 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then 8 plus 2 is 10 divided by 2 is 5. Ocho cinco is our answer. By the way, did you know that there was this crazy player? I can't remember what his name was. Chad Williams? Chad Williamson? I can't remember his name. But he was a pretty good receiver. I think he played, let's see, who did he play for? He played for the Patriots. He played for the Vikings. I can't remember now. But anyway, his jersey number was 85. This crazy man changed his name, and I'm gonna find his picture and put it up here. But this crazy man legally changed his name to Chad Ocho Cinco. Yes, he changed his name to Chad Ocho Cinco. So on the back of his jersey, the name said Ocho Cinco. That is crazy. I mean, who does that? Anyway, well, that guy did. He was pretty good wide receiver, so I guess he could get away with it. But that's craziness. Anyway, so our answer, going back to this, our midpoint is 8.5. 8.5. Okay, great. So listen, guys, this is very easy stuff. We should have, or you should remember most of this. And so what I have for you, I have an early Christmas present. Yay! Yay! And here it is. Voila! Your homework. All right. So what you are going to do is you're going to take these two formulas for distance and midpoint, and you will find the distance and the midpoint for each one of these. All right? For each one. Now, I know some of you love working with negative numbers, so I gave you two negative number problems to work with right there. Okay? So now don't be rolling your eyes at me. Mayrin, I can see you. Elias, don't be complaining. This is not easy. All right? Or actually, I meant it's not hard. It's easy. So you can get this done. And now, let's see. Our third video, I'll probably put it up Friday, if not on Saturday. And we're going to be going over three-dimensional using these same formulas for a three-dimensional plane. Okay, so we'll go over that quickly. That one's not going to be too long. And then we'll go back to doing quadratic equations. Oh, the loveliness of it. It'll be great. We're going to make math great again. Anyway, that was weird. Let's continue. Hey, look. It's President Trump. Yay. Now, for those of you, this is what we're going to do. I know some of you are now under lockdown, so you can't get out of your house, or you're not allowed to be driving around all over creation. So for this homework right here, and the homework for video numero uno, if you guys can take a picture of it and send it to me, I will accept that, so your parents don't have to drive down here and just give me a sheet of paper. So by 5 o'clock, or 5 o'clock on, no, let's do this. We're going to do 8 o'clock on Friday night. You have until then to turn in the homework for video numero uno and for this video, okay? And so like that, you have enough time. You don't have to drive it over here. Just take a picture of it and send it in, okay? And if you send a picture of yourself, right, smiling, saying, I love math, I will give you a +1. Okay, a +1. All right, great. All right, guys, that's all for today. And we will talk in the next video. Make sure you get your work done. Oh, and make sure you take a picture also of your notes, okay? Make sure you're taking notes. I did say that at the beginning of the video, didn't I? I did. Okay, good. All right, great. We'll talk to you later on and get your work done. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.